This is Red Essay, Dispositions of an Urban Cherokee. My name is Brandon Caruso. I'm a citizen of the Cherokee Nation, and this episode of Red Essay is called National Geographic, Stickball, and What People Want to Believe. People believe what they want to. Especially in Hollywood, Indians are often portrayed poorly, even in current Hollywood films, such as Cowboys and Aliens, where you see a stereotype native character portrayed again, and again. And the truth is, if you live off a reservation, you probably don't participate in Indian culture outside of special occasions. So when I visit my family in Oklahoma, there's always a stickball game or a stomp, but these events are going to be sacred. And you're not going to find a Cherokee stomp ground off Cherokee land. So the belief that natives get together during the weekend and do different things, different than any other Americans, is unlikely. And those of you asking, but what about powwows? Well, although powwows are culturally significant events, they are almost always intertribal. They're for sport. They are marketable. So even though there are many positive aspects of a powwow, such as awareness and outreach, its authenticity for heritage is questionable due to its melting pot of tribes and outsiders. And the bottom line is that there is real things that happen at ground zero on Indian land, and most likely it's in the boonies. I was contacted by my tribe last year, in 2011, to help National Geographic with an episode of America's Lost Treasures. And they were producing, for their upcoming 2012 season, a show that, for one part, resolved around a native stickball game. And at the time, I recently returned from the Cherokee Nation, where I volunteered at the Heritage Center making stickball sticks. I was able to bring home a pair of my own, and I was eager to share them and tell what I knew about the game. And this seemed like a great opportunity for me to help with my tribe and talk about my satellite Cherokee community that I'm involved with. So I called National Geographic and agreed to help them with their project. And I was asked to try and find other native Cherokees who would be willing to put together a small stickball game to demonstrate on camera. And at first I was hesitant. I didn't know many other local Cherokees around my age that would be able to play, and those whom I didn't have any stickball sticks. I told National Geographic that it probably wouldn't happen because Cherokees only play on Cherokee land. And when I arrived the day of the shooting, I met with some of the other natives planning to help out with the shoot, as well as the host and crew. And what I discovered that day was an eye-opener and a self-realization of me and my nativity. I had been naive to believe that I could help educate the general public on Cherokee culture when a television show depended on ratings, and these ratings depended on a juicy story. National Geographic wanted the viewer to believe that communities of these natives got together and played stickball off of Cherokee land, and they wanted to believe that there was a league-like sport for natives that was active, it was thriving, and it was happening in an urban environment. And that's a lie. People want to believe what they want to. So the truth was simple. Stickball, like a powwow, was not a pastime for all American Indians. It was a Cherokee game, along with a few other tribes, and it's a rich part of their history and a tool for ceremony and even an alternative to war. As is, it was not deemed marketable until it became falsified as an urban pastime for natives. Now, I won't tear down National Geographic, but I will note that I was shocked at how hard this show was trying to create a story out of what they wanted to believe. My presence served as an authentic stamp to their story. I felt as though, like a child, they were trying to fit a triangle into a square hole. I believe this demonstrates an important issue. I cannot express how important accurate documentation is on our culture's future. By misleading information, the future becomes clouded and a disservice is being done. It's so easy for Hollywood to create stories based on false beliefs, and that's perfectly acceptable for entertainment purposes, but hugely problematic for documentation purposes. So as a disclosure for anyone that is interested in telling the story or any story of a native tribe, please do so with respect and accuracy. Writing, documenting, shooting, it's all important, but do so with responsibility. People will believe what they want to, and don't be naive. Thank you for listening. This has been Red Essay, Dispositions of an Urban Cherokee. My name is Brandon Caruso. I'm a citizen of the Cherokee Nation, and this episode of Red Essay is called National Geographic, Stickball and What People Want to Believe.